This is the last day in Paris. Didn't get tickets for the 102 kilo class and the 102 plus kilo class, unfortunately. For some reason, I couldn't get the 102 kilo plus class, which I really wanted to see in person, but I got to see it later anyway. But I was in Paris for the whole day. My train was at 8:30 p.m. So decided to mess around and went to this outdoor gym, calisthenics park, with my friend Padraig from Ireland. He was actually the first weightlifter I met. Literally the first day when I started weightlifting, I started training with him when I was 15 years old. So it was good fun hanging out with him, catching up, and doing all this crazy training.
This one is 26, this one is 25, so it will...
It's uneven.
Right, so... Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh.
It's not balanced, you see?
Yeah.
So this is Padraig himself. He was actually in a couple of my old videos. Some of you might recognize him. He actually squatted 200 kilos recently, which is insane. He went pretty deep on it as well, which is really impressive at his age. And this is me trying to do, this is called a dragon flag? I'm not sure. Been working on these calisthenics exercises casually.
Where are we?
We're at the Spire in Dublin.
This is the Tokyo Tower.
I think this is the Tokyo Tower, yeah. We're still in Japan. We actually never left. We never went home. It's been a year. We haven't actually. It's all been an illusion.
Handstand.
Hundred CL is a leader.
So you got 250 mils for 7, 8 euros?
Yeah. I think that is right.
That can't
You
be
do a
right.
lot of damage with 1 cc though.
Yeah.
So what did you think of the 102s?
They're very good. Really good class. Probably the best class of weightlifting I've watched in a long time. Back since glory days of 2014 or 15. Think definitely the worst display of refereeing we've seen at an international level competition. 3 very bad calls. But yeah, really very, very entertaining. I'm absolutely gutted for Miso. I really thought he would have been just bombed out. I think he got a small elbow injury on the first snatch, or that's what it looked like anyway. Missed 178 3 times, which is unfortunate. He would have been right up there with the clean and jerks. I think he would have been going last attempt or second last attempt at pushing the lads. So hopefully he recovers well. Great win, or great bronze for Yoheni as well.
Weightlifting isn't even that good of a sport, so I don't even want to comment. No, I'm joking. I thought it was probably the best class I've watched since maybe 2014 105s. Very back and forth. A lot of good lifters: Akbar, Miso, Gigachad, Yoheni, Lesman, all really good lifters, all good characters of the sport. So I thought it was very good, but some definitely questionable judging, juries both for and against stuff. The press rule is just stupid. If the weight goes overhead, the weight goes overhead. I see some people kind of a bit of a narrative on, Carlos would have came second and stuff, but you don't know how someone would have performed in the group. They were making guesses on what the other lifter was going to do. Still, obviously, Carlos is very impressive considering his total would have gotten him probably second. Yeah, second, yeah, so it's a sign of how good of a lifter he is, but good weight class, and we'll see how it goes later with the super heavies.
Can Uzbekistan afford this?
No, it's actually going to cripple the economy. That's literally our GDP for the year for Uzbekistan, so we're effectively ruined. We're bankrupt.
We pay Bitcoin.
Owen, is there a weightlifting
I'd say
house?
so. What's that?
Is there a weightlifting house somewhere?
I hope not.
So just a short ad if you guys don't mind. There's programs and ebooks for sale on my website. I recently updated my website with new programs, and there's also bundle discounts available. Also, if you're interested in the Clarence shorts, they're on superweightlifting.com, and you can use code CK15 for 15% off. So it was great hanging around with Seeker Strength and Padraig and seeing all of Paris. The best part of Paris for me was actually just cycling to the train station. So I was in like the southwest of the city, and I cycled from there to the main train station where you can get the Eurostar. And yeah, that was such an amazing cycle. I didn't get much footage of it, but yeah, it was just great seeing like the changes around the city in Paris recently, with all the infrastructure changes and how they like organize the place for the Olympics. It's very well organized. But yeah, I was on this train, and this is when the 102 kilo plus category was happening. I tried watching on the train, but it was cutting in and out, given the fact that I was going under the tunnel. So from here, I had to get another train back home. And yeah, I was probably the only sober person on this train. But anyways, decided to watch the competition after all that. And it was very entertaining. But funny enough, not as strong as I imagined and what people imagined, I think. I honestly thought Lasha would snatch around 220. Of course, I didn't think he would be able to snatch like his best of 225. He's not in his prime anymore. But yeah, I was very surprised to see him miss 220 and very surprised to see Gore actually outsnatch him. But it's crazy to think that the old world record, 217 kilos back in the 80s, how long that lasted. And only recently, lifters have really started to go beyond that. For many years, decades, loads of lifters weren't going beyond 212 kilos in a snatch. So it's crazy to see a competition where, three lifters were going above 212. But yeah, I expected more, funny enough. Like Gore has snatched more in the past, and Lasha, of course, has snatched more in the past. Lodian looked very, very strong. Very good in both the snatch, clean and jerk. He could have won, which is crazy. I don't know if Lasha would have made his final clean and jerk if he took his third attempt to beat Lodian, if he made his last clean and jerk to surpass Lasha. Yeah, it's very interesting to see Lasha struggle. It's more entertaining that way because, when he was at his prime, he was just dominating the super heavyweights. And it's crazy to see that, there's other super heavyweights that challenged him in the last couple of years. But yeah, I'm really happy for Lasha. I really wanted him to win. He's probably one of my favorite weightlifters of all time. And yeah, he got 3 consecutive gold medals at the Olympics, which has only been achieved by, 3 or 4 other lifters. So yeah, amazing career. I hope he retires because he had some health issues and, he probably reached his peak in the sport. I don't know if it's worthwhile for him to continue pushing weightlifting. But yeah, I see this like with a lot of great weightlifters. They just don't know when to quit, like when is the best time to quit. They don't know when they've actually reached their peak or not. It's really hard to know when the best time is to retire. And that kind of happened to me. I pretty much peaked in weightlifting when I was 27, and I spent like another year and a half just killing myself to try to push the numbers. And I feel like that was just kind of a waste of time, and I didn't really enjoy training around then. But yeah, that happens to a lot of weightlifters. But yeah, whenever Lasha is brought up, there's always the discussion about the 500 kilo total, whether he can do it or not, or whether he could have done it in the past when he was in his prime. And this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I don't think he could have. I think the numbers he pushed The 225 snatch, 267 clean and jerk is probably the highest total he could have ever achieved, because he actually pushed himself in training. He was constantly injured, supposedly. And yeah, loads of people think that, Lasha's lifts, they just look easy. But, that's the case with a lot of weightlifters. They make their max attempts look easy. Maybe he could have pushed the snatch a bit more in the past. Maybe he could have done 500 pounds, 227. But as for like clean and jerking 270 and snatching 230 in competition, honestly, I doubt it. And it doesn't matter. Like 500 kilos is just a number. It's an incredibly hard thing to achieve. 225, 267, incredible numbers compared to like the historical records in the sport even. Yeah, people should just respect those numbers instead of, I don't know, demanding a 500 kilo total. It's kind of the same thing with me, like when I snatched 190, like people are like, oh, when are you going to snatch 200? Like it was, this easy thing to achieve. And yeah, the difference between 190 and 200 is crazy. And the same thing with Lasha, obviously, going from 492 kilo total to 500. Yeah, a crazy thing to achieve. So I think we should just respect what Lasha has lifted in the past. He's one of the greatest weightlifters of all time. But yeah, it's crazy that in the 2011 European Junior Under 23 Championships, I actually saw Lasha compete. I think it was like one of his first international competitions as well. If you go back through my old videos on my YouTube channel, you can find the video of him like snatching. Yeah, it's crazy that we're like the same age, and we also went to the same competition in 2012. It's crazy to see his journey to becoming the greatest super heavyweight of all time.